Well, we'll have to see. It is available, but for Steelsane, we see that Sabertooth spec there. Bunch of other good packs available too, though.
For sure. We know Tungdil's a standard player, so maybe he's going to pick up cost control here. I'm not sure if he likes that particular specialist, but
That speed spec doesn't look too bad either. He would get Saber, but he would have to play somewhat aggressively. Goes for the Steel Ball Crawler Giant spec instead.
yeah, pretty fair here. Ooh, Fire Badger's picked up as well, and that's a similar story to the Saber, right? Like now you get it round 3, and it comes with 10 extra range, so like sort of like a passive ability to all of your Fire Badgers.
Yeah, this one feels more interesting to me as a change. I have to say I haven't gotten a chance really to try it out, but I could see this has some potential. Like bonus range is one of the strongest, I think, stats that you can give to a unit. So maybe that could make a difference. But we'll have to wait until round 3 before he gets his hands on that Fire Badger.
Yeah, it's a cool change. I like when we can modify units in completely unique ways, sort of like similar to improved cards, I guess. So I also agree with you that I prefer that over the Sabertooth, just like saving you some few odd dollars here and there.
And Tungdil, by the way, I mean, his playstyle is reactive standard, but this sure be looking like some ASIM aggro right there. Hounds even purchased on round 1, and Steel Ball's very close to the line.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we talked about in the pre-show at the start of the stream, is like, we don't know whether players are going to aggro or standard anymore.
And I have to say, Steelsane here, definitely with a big gamble, opts to try and guess where Tungdil will be, goes asymmetrical on the defense with the spiders, but I think if the steel balls were on the other side, we could have gotten a similar story to what we saw last game, so I think I'd be quite happy that he's guessed correctly.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. One spider may be in trouble. Oh, such bad pairing. Can it defend itself in time? I don't think it can.
No, it can kill 1 before it dies, but yeah, 2 is going to be too much, and we'll end up dying there. Lovely first round, I think, for Tungdil here.
Yeah, that's a huge problem, honestly. I mean, of course, it's not the end of the world to lose round 1, but experience does matter. A little bit of tickle damage as well. Certainly setting the pace for the momentum here.
And at the very least, those steel balls did get nerfed, and it doesn't look like this game they will manage to level up instantly.
Yeah, like the probability you level round 1 now, it's just gone down tremendously. So like you're hoping to level them by round 2 now, I would say. Like you may be disappointed and want to sell them if you don't.
Still a sizable amount of damage taken there for Steelsane, no?
Yeah, for real.
Ooh, redeployments. We might get a very proactive aggro game here. A bunch of units moving around.
Yeah, certainly possible. I think improved firepower is like a little bit tempting. It's always a pretty solid card. Steelsane taking his time.
Mass-produced Wraith?
Mass-produced Wraith, I think, is fine for both players. Also another choice. I think all 4 were legit here, and we do see a difference of opinions here. We're taking improved firepower for Steelsane, which could be a good Tarantula item, but he also could save it for the unit reinforcements. He might get the level 3 Mustang, for example.
That would be the dream, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Steelsane has unlocked Mustang already.
Oh, okay. So he's
as
thinking
long
about
as he,
it.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't put it on the board, we could still get that level 3 Mustang drop.
And look where he put the item, by the way.
Yeah,
He's
onto
already
Spider.
equipping it. Makes sense, I
think
guess.
that makes sense.
Yeah. And he fixed the lock. His ball won't be able to lock on anymore, especially with the oil, which I think that's pretty unusual. I feel like round 3 oil is pretty standard. Round 2 is crazy.
I quite like it though, because spiders can definitely deal with steel balls, and they are that type of unit that's good against most stuff as long as it gets like levels and items and techs. So just giving it that little extra time might just be enough.
Well, what do you think about this crawler on the left? That could be a big part of this round, unless it's a little bit too late.
That will yield a debuff.
Oh, man. There's still a lot left, so this debuff could be pretty powerful.
Yeah, that's a nice play there from Tungdil, and Steel Ball has now locked on. A little bit of the debuff still left, so spiders will fall.
Disaster. Relying on a bang.
Yeah, that's that just doesn't cut it on defense. You need to add something else.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why you see the tower fortifications a little bit more, or like an arc light in front of it. And the crawler even leveled, kind of annoying.
Well, it's not going to be unit drops, but there is intensive training or another good item there in the haste mod, and both of them will be picked up. Tungdil goes for the intensive, Steelsane picks up the haste.
Yeah, it's a bit of a spell Andy against an equipment Andy.
Is intensive a spell? I guess it
Yes.
is, but it's not an offensive spell.
Yeah, we need a like an. I'm not sure what word to use for that. Like a battlefield impacting spell. I don't know.
More steel balls being purchased here, and we get an insta level up on the newly bought steel ball from Tungdil. Steelsane, though, not too happy about that cheese last round, so we'll try his luck on the left tower of Tungdil. We see crawlers on the left flank.
Yeah, very interesting. So, did he buy this arc light that's in front of the tower?
Yeah.
Even though he's in
Bottom
tarantulas.
yeah, it's interesting he buys an arc and the tarantulas, and they're kind of the same unit.
Absolutely, yeah. There's like definitely, I would say, a loss of efficiency there. I'm not going to say it's a bad play because, you know, you got to work with whatever money you have, of course. But certainly a loss of efficiency.
And by the way, that
Oh.
oil timing, I think, was just
Wow.
perfect for the Fire Badger drop.
Amazing. He will damage a lot of his own units, but certainly quite a powerful use of the fire there.
The thing is, though, he went for a cheese play right on the left tower, and also set the oil on fire. And I think if you want to be as greedy as possible, you want to try and do that on different turns, right? Because one of them might yield a debuff, which should make you win the round, and the other one should make you win the round too, because fire is just that strong versus ASIM aggro.
Yeah, I strongly agree. It's like, for example, you buy like an expensive spell, but then you're also sentry missiling. It's like you don't need to overdo your tempo, right?
Exactly. Well, Steelsane will pick up the round, and that is at least some damage dealt to Tungdil. Won't be sitting on full health anymore.
Oh, here we go with unit reinforcements. It looks like a pretty sizable amount of deploys here, so we're really going to shake up the battlefield.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, Sledgehammer here looks great for Steelsane, I do have to say. So much stopping power against the steel balls.
And he loves that unit too. I also think that these units play a big part in the flank game. Like sledges are good flankers, but no, they're both going to go for the air, which I do think makes a lot of sense.
I wonder if you'd ever get into Raiden.
Yeah, it's a good thing to point out, honestly. A lot of players don't make full use of Raiden like they should, I think. I think it's a unit that's a little bit underutilized.
Like, you could probably start selling the Phantoms and already get into Raiden now if you expect Tungdil to go for it. It is a bit of a read, but Raiden should help out against Steel Balls as well. And Hound. Like, this whole board gets countered by Raiden.
I think Steelsane can blindly go for Raiden right now. I think Tungdil, though, there's not enough, like, multi-unit squads here for it to make sense.
Yeah, no, for Tungdil it wouldn't make sense, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Going for more... kind of focusing the left tower now. And leveled Phantoms, when grouped together, can definitely be scary to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually getting a little bit of flashbacks to some Sarah games where it was like Ball plus Phantom, like all in like a group. And then you had like Wasp as well, and it was just so tricky to handle.
Well, Steels should be able to get another debuff there, as the Phantoms have spawned in.
Ooh, really strong sentry missile there, hitting all the steel balls, but it won't really matter too much, I suppose.
Yeah, it doesn't kill them, but it might soften them up for that leveled Tarantula, and it does have the improved firepower control system. However, what it does not have is a front line of chaff, and, well, 6 Phantom Rays definitely pack a punch. Good debuff, though.
Yeah, really, really good debuff. What will be the anti-air situation? Looks like these Phantoms are kind of doing it. Wow. Pretty big win there for Steelsane.
Yeah, Steelsane with the back-to-back round, and starting to equalize the hit points now as we enter round number 5. Incendiary Bomb. Immediately picked up there for Tungdil. Uses it on the enemy board where he's walking through?
Yeah, it looks so questionable, doesn't it?
I want to have a word.
The blue one, not good. The red one, good.
Yeah, I feel like you're shooting yourself in the foot here.
Yeah, hounds are not good into fire. Now, of course, it will burn several crawlers. The reason why he's not putting it higher, guys, is he is worried about a bubble, so he's just trying to like not get it shot. But yeah, it's gonna damage his balls, gonna damage his hounds, the crawlers. Like, it's not clear that that's worth spending 150 bucks on.
I mean, I get it, right? There's a lot of crawler deployments there. There's like 5 on the right side and the Fang Pack. So if he can burn the chaff as it's kind of heading for his right tower, maybe it's worth it because he's going to lose the right side no matter what in this situation. And he can redeploy a ball to the left like he did. Still, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes more sense now, I think, with the redeploy, because he's not trying to win that side any longer. I would like to see even a mobile beacon to save, like, let's say the blue hound there.
Yeah, that could have been a play. We do see a crawler on the flank here from Steelsane again. That's a level 2 tower, but it'll manage to get around the fire, and level 2 towers still will go down somewhat fast to crawlers.
Yeah, not a bad play there. Will certainly have to be answered in the next round. The left side here, though, is quite significant pressure here for Tungdil. Oh, he's locked onto the tower as well. Will it fall? Yes.
Just about.
Yes. That's pretty big. It's going to come down to anti-air a little bit, but there's so many Phantom Rays here.
Yeah, and did Tungdil just add more blue Phantoms to the board? I guess he added one and leveled it with the intensive.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, putting a lot into the air basket here. I mean, we're definitely working out. And once again, I'm wondering, like, do we need Raiden? What do we need?
Well, at this point, we need level 2 Raidens, I think, because those Phantoms are starting to become level 3 Phantoms, and
yeah,
actually all of them leveled.
So maybe multi-melt. Speaking of, oh my gosh, multi-melt would be a lot cheaper if you get it for free.
Too, though.
Yeah, true. Anti-air, there we go.
Versus range on the Wasps. Yeah, I love how this has just turned into a big air fight. Also, I did not notice, but Steelsane has so many spiders on his board.
Yeah, he kind of loves to spam spiders when he plays them. I've noticed he likes to go a lot wider than most players.
It can be a strong unit for sure, but it also does give these Phantoms and Steel Balls a lot of targets to shoot at.
For sure. The oil back here is a big deal, by the way, because those balls have been connecting on the tower.
An Armored Phantom Ray now is the play.
Yeah, that's...
I wonder what that is about. I mean, it does give them additional tankiness, but maybe Energy Shield would have been better. It is more expensive.
Yeah, I'm thinking he just wants the tank ability. Maybe he's worried about Mustangs, but also we see an AMD, an anti-missile device here for Steelsane. Kind of random how it's just like one of them. Like, is that actually meaningful?
Yeah, I don't think it will be, to be honest.
Kind of risky too, right?
Yeah, it's really banking on the fact that he'll be able to stop this push, because if he doesn't and the tower goes down, that missile interceptor is definitely gone.
So the Tarantula has picked up armor-penetrating bullets here, and I've actually noticed that this is a breakpoint that the Hounds now survive when they wouldn't have in the previous patch.
The Hounds don't survive. Oh, right. Yeah. The level 1 Hounds don't get one shot.
Yeah, by the Tarantulas with armor-penetrating bullets. So that's nice for him here. Nice to see Hounds picking up some more stats that they desperately need.
Fire Dare definitely helping out quite a bit. The AA Wasps looks like they are getting ahead for Steelsane. Still will have a pack available on the right there as well as they're working on the tower.
Such a powerful tech. Just being able to lock onto the air. So much damage, so much range.
And this is really quite the ideal round to get that spell for Steelsane, because it was a bit of a question mark as to what Tungdil would do with the drop, but now he gets to see the enemy Wasps, and he wins the round, so he gets the level advantage, and he can tech something like range enhancement to try and get ahead in this mirror.
Yeah, absolutely. Acid here.
Acid. Wow. Okay,
Loving
we do get Fort AA.
Yeah, that's a powerful move for sure. I mean, forts are good into tarantulas. Now the tarantulas do have levels. They do have armor penetrating bullets, and one of them has the equipment. So I think they can kind of put up a fight against the fortresses. Maybe it will come down to experience.
Well, never mind about the AP. If those fortresses walk forward into the acid, that bonus damage is going to hurt.
That's actually a really good point. Once again, maybe the spells could be a double-edged sword here.
Yeah, the acid, that's gonna be nasty because there's no real way to protect this, and even though he has one redeploy, Tungdil can't do too much about avoiding this, other than maybe beaconing next turn, but he'll have to walk through that on round 7.
For sure. We have a Rhino Assault also available. Still the intensive. Lots of spells to go down here. Getting a little bit low on time, but he has spent all his money, so I think just deciding these last few moves here.
Look at that beacon on the crawler on the right side.
Yeah, it's kind of cute.
There's a Rhino drop on the top right, but I don't think that'll have too much of an effect. I
Nah, the
think the
Wasp.
Wasp might end up turning.
Well, they were unsure, but yeah, 3 of them are
Yeah.
on the mission.
A little tentative, but they'll get there.
Oh god,
Also
this
important.
acid.
Yeah, the acid hurts a lot. There's also an important breakpoint here for Steelsane's Wasps. The level 3s can at least tank 1 missile each
Yeah,
before
that's
they die.
really good. We saw that be meaningful, a bunch of them surviving.
Yeah, you can see like some of them are sitting on like 1 hit point on the left, and that definitely did make a difference. Big turn there. So many spiders left alive. That acid paying off
Dang.
massively. And yeah, Steelsane making good use of the ground effect spells there to deal with the aggro from Tungdil.
I think he got a photon. And speaking of, does Tungdil run it? He does run it. He's got photon emission, but no, he goes for the worms. What?
Wow. Worm is kind of surprising. Is he going to go for the right side? We see Fang spawn coming out as a second deck on the fortresses.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, so he's going to redeploy one of the forts, and then he hopefully mobile beacons the balls, the phantom, and the fortress out of there. It's still a sad affairs because I think he will get crushed on the left, but if he can create some tower pressure on the right, maybe he's all right.
Yeah, and you have to expect this, right? If you're Steelsane.
Yeah, I think you can. I agree.
Well, there's a lot of stuff on the right side there. Intensive gets used as well to level up one fortress. 2 worms added onto the right side too. That's a lot of deployments aiming for that right tower. Steelsane picked up the level 2 scorpions instead and decides to range them.
Yeah, kind of a cool line there. I think it kind of makes sense. He's trying to play like the long range game. Pretty much all his units have long range. His wasp may be a little bit exposed eventually, but I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, that's hard to deal with. Wait, he could have clicked Sprinkler.
Oh, that's right. That works against acid, not just fire.
I
Does
wonder
he?
if Tungdil missed that.
But his play is all right as well, right? Where you just redeploy
Yeah,
out.
for sure. Yeah, right side tower is definitely open, but
Yeah, no, super interesting to point out. Possibly a good interview question if we do get him on.
I guess that they were like all the way on the front line, so it would be the first thing the spiders are shooting at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe we would need like barrier technology alongside that, or
Yeah, left side here is crumbling though, and that beacon doesn't seem to pay off too much. Those fortresses do not have the range enhancement, so they're just kind of taking pot shots from the scorpions there.
yeah, kind of painful. The range deficit there is huge. They are very tanky though. The worm's also there to help, but not looking good here. These levels on the spiders making a huge difference.
And that will be Steelsane taking the game there. Well played.
Yeah, well played by Steel for sure. A slight upset, but like I said, Steelsane in tournaments, very, very strong, very confident player.
Yeah, and I'm not sure we have seen Tungdil all that much, right? Steelsane definitely has been active on the ladder recently, and Tungdil, I don't think so much. Not sure if that influenced his gameplay, but I like what both players tried here. Some good uses of that redeployment, trying to get in. Steelsane, of course, making optimal use out of the ground effect spells that were offered, and I think that definitely made a big difference towards the
For sure.
result.
Possibly a little bit too much commitment into the Phantom Rays. I think the Wasp ended up being a lot more efficient.
Yeah, it's always a bit tough with Phantoms. Like, you can invest into them. I don't think the armor there paid off. But it's a very feast or famine unit. Either it's like too tanky to kill because you have a bunch of attacks on them like stealth and energy shield, or it just falls flat and then suddenly you have, yeah, like more than 1,200 resources that are not doing anything.
For sure. What did you think about the armor penetrating bullets on the Tarantula?
It looked good. It really did look good, and I didn't think about this, but in the current meta where we might be seeing some more Hound openers, it definitely makes sense. I think HE is still a really good tech. It did get nerfed, of course, but if you're up against only mid-sized units like Steelsane was here, AP makes way more sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a cheap tech, right? Like, it's cheaper than the Mustang's counterpart. Not many units really use this technology. A lot of them have it, but they're almost always out of meta. And I would say Tarantula is no exception. But with how cheap it is, some players do put it on their bar, and it does look good sometimes.